I just spent a good hour going through my sewing and mending pile, and I got a bunch of things done, but what I'm most excited about is these shorts, and I'm going to show you what they look like because I'm so excited. Okay, I have to back up quite a bit so you can see them, but now I can't see myself in the viewfinder, but from what I can tell, they look pretty darn good. I am really excited about these because I have been looking for a pair of white denim shorts that A, fit my waist, B, aren't tight everywhere else, and C, aren't completely see-through. And I found them. I think they're probably from the 90s or the 80s, just like judging by what the tag looks like. I'm not 100% certain, but I am really impressed with the quality, so they probably are like 80s or 90s or something. I'm gonna move you so that I can talk to you while sitting down. Okay, I wanted to sit down for the rest of this, but we are in this room for a reason. I wanted to show you. So I don't know if you know, but there was never a door there before. That was just an opening left in the bedroom. I'm not sure why they didn't put a closet door on it when they built the place. I can't even guess why they didn't do that. But long story short, our cat was going a little bonkers and was scratching the wall because he, like, just the way it was shaped, he was like, oh, this is a scratching post. And it's like, it's not, and I'm tired of filling holes. And so now we have a closet door. It's not painted. I don't know what color I'm going to paint it. I love that it sits like flush with the wall. It kind of blends in a little bit. And part of me wants to paint it the same color as the wall, so it really does blend in. However, I also know that that would probably look kind of weird. And so I think instead I will probably paint it the same white as the other doors in the house. Not very exciting, but it is, I do love consistency, and so I think that's probably the best option. But before I do that, I really need to paint. So you probably can't see it from here, but I have filled all of the scratch marks that are around the door. They're inside of the closet as well, but I need to paint over them still. I'm hoping to do that today. However, it's only like 11 and I'm already battling like a little bit of a migraine. And I know from experience, I should probably just stop talking, lie on the couch, close my eyes and just do absolutely nothing for a couple of hours and I'll probably feel better. The problem is that I have my art history final that I need to write. It's not due for a while, but like I like to get things over with. I have the painting that I want to do. I have a bunch of other projects, haha, of course, that I want to be working on. And it is final checks of the paper, which means I need to be online for at least part of the day to look at the newspaper in its full form and make sure there's no mistakes. I think that I'm going to be nice to myself. No, not even nice. I think I'm going to be smart. And I think that I'm going to take a pause on what I'm doing today and I'm going to lie on the couch and probably drink some coffee because caffeinated coffee really does help with migraines, at least at the start for me. And so I think that's going to be my next couple hours. I'm hoping I will get to show you painting the walls at some point today, although that might end up being tomorrow depending on how I'm feeling. I love having chronic illness. It is really fun, especially for someone who's not good at sitting still. I think that I just found my favorite thrift find, like, ever. Let me show you. Okay, I think this is the best I can do with this tripod, but I found a yellow raincoat. It doesn't go much longer than this, this is like exactly what I was looking for, which is so exciting. I have been looking for a yellow raincoat since I was like a teenager. And I've seen some that were like not the right shade of yellow, or they were way too big or too small, and they weren't perfect, and so I wasn't gonna buy it. And this one is not necessarily perfect, but it is actually waterproof, which is what I was looking for. And it has interior pockets, which I love. I don't love that it has like a little lip icon. I guess that's for lipstick. Not really the vibe I was going for with that, but that's okay. No one's gonna see that. And then I think we got, yeah, and then we have like a phone pocket in here. I think this is a phone pocket. I'm not totally sure. But this is perfect. We're like partway through the rainy season, which is like whatever, but we were out for a walk at Alder Road Park the other day, and it was pretty wet. And I was thinking like, gosh darn, I really need to get like a good rain jacket. And I wasn't even gonna go thrifting this morning, so I'm so glad that I actually did and I found this. So exciting. But it's very warm in my house right now, so I'm taking it off. But I wanted to show you the other things that I got as well. So these boots are very like practical magic 90s witch. I actually have seen them multiple times in the store, and I look at them every single time and I try them on and they fit perfectly, but I'm like, when am I ever gonna wear heels? The answer is probably not very often, but I kind of just wanted to have them on hand because I feel like they would go so well with like long flowy skirts and whatnot. So, and they were on sale, they were half off. Actually, no, I'm wrong, they were 75% off. And so I was like, you know what, they're like $2.50 on sale, like why not get them? And they're in pretty much perfect condition. I'm gonna have to look up the brand, I don't know anything about them, but yeah, really exciting. On the list of things Catherine did not need to buy is this vintage bowl. It's very like fall-ish, and I love fall. And so like we got some like orangey yellow flowers, some really nice vines, and it's just really beautiful, and it was only 25 cents, so I'm like, why not? Plus, we have a bunch of just plain white plates and bowls, and that is not the vibe I'm going for in our house. I want it to be very like grandma core, and this is very grandma core. So I know everyone over 50 is probably cringing at me saying that, but I am a grandma at heart. I will always be a grandma. I was a grandma when I was 15. I'm a grandma at 30. I'm gonna be a grandma for the rest of my life, so why not decorate the house to match? And finally, if you saw my video from a couple weeks ago, I was playing around with stamps, and those are for a different project. But now that I'm looking for stamps, I check the stamp section every time I'm thrifting, and I found this one. It says just a note. I don't know, hold on, let's see if we can get it to focus. Yeah, it kind of works. So I would really like to start writing more cards and letters to send in the mail to people. I love the idea of snail mail. And there was a time during COVID when a couple friends and I were sending each other letters, and we don't really do that because now we can see each other in person again, but I would really like to go back to sending a few letters, even just like 1 or 2 a month. I think that would be really nice. But I thought this would be really cute for at the top of a letter. Okay, all that yammering done. I, as you know, had a migraine yesterday, and so I didn't get to work on my final exam at all, which is fine. I was doing a lot of other things as well, and it was final checks. But now that I'm done thrifting, I had a meeting before I went thrifting, and I have a meeting again at 5:30. It's only about like 11 right now, so I've got a good chunk of time to work on my final exam. I don't have any belief that it's going to be done today, but I would like to get like a rough outline of each question done. So I'm gonna go work on that. Wish me luck. Okay, so it definitely needs to be straightened out a little bit, but the cats are already on it, exploring it, and I am obsessed with it. I felt like this area, once we moved the table here, was just so empty. And so this kind of fixes that. I think it looks really good. And it was super cheap, which is always very exciting. Like, what a good thrift find. Do you like your new carpet, boys? Theodore. I wonder if the owner before us had cats too. Yeah, it was one of those days where I definitely didn't mean to go thrifting, but there was this thrift store across town I'd been wanting to go to for like a couple months at least, and I just hadn't made it happen. And so the fact that I found that rug, I've been looking for like a rug for this spot, let alone like one of those, I don't know what you call that, I'm calling it a vintage rug. But I've been looking for one of those for so long, and like to find it, and then I'll also show you what else I found, because that's also really exciting. But this, even though it needs straightened out, and I'll do that later, it looks really good in the space, and so I'm really happy about that. And interestingly, you know how earlier in the video I was talking about that yellow rain jacket? I've been looking for a yellow rain jacket for years. Well, I have also been looking for like a plain red spring fall jacket to wear as well. And I am really picky about the jackets that I buy, so a lot of the time I would find one that was like okay, but not exactly what I was looking for. And like the rain jacket, I would say this is like 95% of what I was looking for. So that is a high enough percentage for me. And it's London Fog brand, which the lady at the till seemed to think that was a really good thing. And so I'll take her word for it. I'm happy to have found one then. Let's see, does it have inner pockets? It does not. That is the only complaint that I have, is no inner pockets. I guess it also doesn't have a hood. I think it did at one time because there's buttons where a hood would go, but it doesn't now. But you know what, that's okay. I have so many jackets with hoods, and it's not really a rain jacket anyway, judging by the material, so it's not something I'll wear in the pouring rain. That's what I have my yellow rain jacket for, which I'm so happy about. Also, when I was at the thrift store, I found, now that I'm looking for stamps all the time, I still don't know fully what I'm going to use them all for, but I'm not at the price tag, I'm not taking it off right now, but look at this. It's huge, it's beautiful. I can put this in the bottom of letters as well if I really wanted to, or at the top. I don't really know what way it's supposed to go, but either way, it's really beautiful. I guess I'm gonna have a problem getting it on my ink pad, but that's okay, I can fix that. And then, so before I show you this, don't worry, I am almost done the 2 sweaters I was doing for other people, and neither of them are at the stage where they're portable, but every Friday my friend and I go and knit in a cafe. And so I went in looking for a different yarn completely, but I've always looked at this brand of yarn, and this is not normally what I would buy for yarn. It's all different shades of pink, and it's got little glittery bits. The glittery bits are very me. The hot pink is not necessarily, but I think I'm gonna make like another one of those really short sweaters that I've shown you before. I showed you the yellow one, and the fall colored one is like almost done. I'll show you that next week. But this is a thinner yarn, and so lighter weight, and I think this will work out really good. So like it'll be like big chunky sleeves, and then just like a piece across here and the back too to hold it together. So like a really nice spring sweater. So again, not normally what I would choose, but that's okay. I'm kind of excited about it. I think it'll look cool. And then finally, I stopped at a lot of places today. I had a lot of things to do. If you need any more proof that I am actually 90 years old, my favorite candy in the world are these Kurz toffee, specifically the mint ones, but I do also like the licorice ones. But the mint ones, when I was a kid, I would go to Save On Foods and I would buy them in bulk, like bags bigger than this, and I would eat them in like a week, back when I had no regard for my health whatsoever. So I was there for something else today, and then I saw these and I was like, you know what, for old time's sake, why don't we? And so I ate 2 on the drive home. I ate a licorice one and I ate a mint one. The licorice ones are good. They're a little bit more sweet. The mint ones still have my heart 1,000,000%. And so I am going to have to restrain myself from eating all of these over the weekend. But yeah, if you needed any more evidence that I'm a grandmother, here it is. I feel like there's so much more that I want to show you and that I want to tell you, but I'm always so conscious of my videos being too long and also just like blabbering on for too long. Because if you cannot tell from watching my videos, I am a talker, although you wouldn't necessarily know that in real life. I'm quite quiet in social situations unless I'm with just like a couple of people. But yeah, I'm just always so worried about like making it way too long, and people are like, oh, we don't want to watch videos that long, and you know what, I get it. I totally get it. So I think everything in here that I want to show you and that I want to tell you about, I'm gonna leave it for next video, just because next week I'm like off. Oh, that's something I will quickly say. I finished my art history final exam last night when I couldn't sleep, and so I'm completely done that class, which is like really, really cool, because I've been, you know, ready to be done it for a little while. And we're done the paper next week. I don't have any other jobs currently, which is fantastic. So next week I have literally nothing on, which means guess what? We're doing more projects together. But I think then this is a good place to wrap this video up. So stay tuned for next week when we do a ridiculous amount of projects together and I show you all the fun things that are happening in my house, including all my seedlings that are sprouting, which I was going to show you today, but we're already going a little bit over what I was thinking for video time today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.